Good morning, TSC family. Sudden stratospheric warming. Man, they're scaring the heck out of people, aren't they? Y'all, until I see something on the global models that show me something, my gosh, we're looking at 14, 15, 16 days out. Yes, we're going to have some cold air coming in, but nothing life threatening, guys, that's going to be sticking around for a long period of time. Maybe a couple days. Uh, some of this AI generated stuff that's, I don't know. If you're looking for a page, it's gonna be funny. It's probably not me, okay? It's probably not not this page here, okay? Uh, Sorry, it's not the way we work here on this one. I guess I could be more humorous, but I try to be very straightforward and give you guys the facts as they lie right now. And guys, I don't see um, a really bad wintry problem coming yet. Anything on models don't show that right now. Is it going to turn colder than normal? Yeah, it is, but nothing life threatening. It's golly gee, it's crazy stuff we're hearing out there. And James is correct. It is not warming; it's a lowering of the stratosphere, which means it's like at the upper levels of our atmosphere. Okay, it's being pushed down is what is happening, and it just people are getting the wrong. It's just not the facts as they lie. And guys, don't get all bent out of shape about what you're seeing here out there on social media. There's a few pages out there that's humorous as can be, and if you want that humor, that's fine. But it's not factual stuff. Most of it isn't. It's just God. They're taking graphics and just it's hyping things up on every post that's done, and it's just like hey, if you want to listen to that kind of stuff, more power to you. Okay, you're not gonna get that stuff from me. I'm not gonna hype something that's not there. And right now, I don't see nothing on any model that's giving me a situation that the South is going to be crushed by a wintry storm. I don't see that right now, y'all, and that's the truth of it. That is the absolute truth of it. If you look at the low pressure system, there's an area low pressure right here off the coast of California here. It's bringing all this rain in here. That's kind of system low number one right there, okay? Then up here is system number two. Now this right here is going to move this direction toward Texas, and it's going to bring the start of some rain. This is the kind of the big boy right here, okay? Or big mama, whichever you want to say it, okay? Big girl, I don't know, however you want to say it. But this right here is going to bring a lot of rain and a lot more moisture coming there into the Texas, Oklahoma, and up into the Ohio Valley region. Um, Y'all, some of the modeling is showing as much as 10 inches of rain over a 7-day period. Could be a major, and I do mean a major flash flood risk there for some people. Um, y'all, it's take it serious. I can't stress it enough. Take it serious in some places here, and I'm getting ready to show you where those places are at here. First of all, we're going to start with the verse today. It comes from 2 Timothy 1:7. It said, "For God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Self-control. Boy, I got to have that sometimes, right? I need self-control sometimes. Uh, Man, a lot of times. I'll put the I got to have self-control a lot of times. So, coming from 2 Timothy, man, I need bear witness of that all the time. I do believe. All right, let's get going here. All right, Storm Prediction Center for today has a marginal risk of or categorical 1 risk of severe weather there based in Texas, Oklahoma region. Yeah, it's probably going to happen starting up today. Okay, but mainly probably in the overnight hours of tonight. And here is where I'm a little bit trying to understand from the Storm Prediction Center. if you look right here, they just have a general widespread thunderstorm activity, don't they? And I am trying my best to figure out why they only have just thunderstorm activity and not at least a marginal risk of severe weather. I'm kind of surprised at that, and I'll show you why I'm talking about that here in just a moment here. And then you go to day 3, that risk level then moves a little bit toward the east to some. And then days 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they don't show anything out there at all. Doesn't mean that something may pop up as a possibility. They talk about that day 7 out there with a small risk, but but the risk level is too low to put a percentile out there in it. And day 7 would be consisting of what day is that there? I forget what day it is there. Day 7 is Tuesday, Wednesday timeline. Yeah. Next week, now, there is maybe a higher probability of severe weather than what there is coming in, say, tomorrow. At first thought on the European model, it looked like, man, we're going to have a really bad severe threat level here coming into play here for tomorrow. Right now, the European model has backed off of that somewhat, okay? And it has. Here's what the HR model just put out right here for updrafts. And I'll zoom in there so you guys can see. So updrafts over during the next 48 hours, and most of that comes into play. And I'll back this up so we can get the timeline up here. Okay. We like to see timelines. Everybody wants to know, when is this going to happen, Tim? All right. Okay, I'll stop it right there. So this shows 11 p.m. tonight. 11 p.m. Notice there's not many updrafts here in Texas yet. After 11 p.m. tonight, in the overnight hours, that's what it looks like 2 o'clock in the morning, Central Daylight Time. There's the updrafts right there in that sector right there. And then you go forward go into the early morning hours of Thursday morning. And then here is where those updrafts might come into play with a little bit more severity here into play, especially, say, up there in Oklahoma and Arkansas, is tomorrow afternoon. Okay? And you see those updrafts still materializing there in Texas. You see them right in this general area right here tomorrow afternoon into the overnight hours of Friday morning. Okay? So, again, I'm a little bit surprised the Storm Prediction Center doesn't have a higher threat level up there when you see updrafts showing up. Could it be all hail? That's always a possibility. It is. It is a possibility this could be all hail. But I cannot rule out an isolated tornado. And this is why I said so. First of all, this morning, guys, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. But, man, there were some connections out there there were some sites I just had a hard time connecting to. I don't know what's going on. I know we had internet connection problems going on, but man, I could not, like the Weather Prediction Center, I had a hard time connecting to that, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, this is why there's a little bit of concerning right here, and I'm backing this up. This is the tornado parameters here I have, okay? Now watch these tornado parameters, say, in the overnight hours of tonight, going into tomorrow, especially in this sector right here. Now watch what happens here. Notice those tornado parameters. Boom, right there. Y'all, that is Thursday at 6 p.m. Now, you remember those updrafts that was coming into play yesterday evening for tomorrow evening. I said yesterday evening. For tomorrow evening, remember those updrafts we showed right there coming into play. Well, what do you got to have? You got to have the tornado parameters there first. Well, there they are. There's those tornado parameters. Now, watch the updrafts when those tornado parameters are there. Watch what happens there. Boom, there they go right through that area. See that sector right there? Right where those tornado parameters are, you see those updrafts coming into play right there. Right now, if you just look at the tornado parameters alone, I got to tell you, that right there is probably the highest risk level, is about right there. And unfortunately, that's the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it looks like. And down there in the San Antonio area, Austin area, you two guys down in there are tornado parameters there for tomorrow evening as well. So just understand that there is a possibility of some tornadic activity. When you look at these tornado parameters and you look and understanding the updrafts, okay, that's given us a threat level for tornadic activity for tomorrow afternoon. I think tomorrow afternoon, somewhere around that 6 p.m. timeline, might be the highest threat level is tomorrow. Okay, so just understand there is a tornado threat level for tomorrow in place. And I'm really quite surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that the Weather Prediction Center for today, when they update, I wouldn't be surprised that when they update today, that for tomorrow they may just raise this risk level here in Texas. I think they at least take it to categorical 1, and maybe even 2 as a slight risk level there because of tornado threat level. Okay. All right, now we're going to get into what I fear is probably the highest threat level going on here. If you look at the HR model here, and I'm going to put up precipitation possibilities. I'll put those totals up. Y'all, that is showing 7.55 inches of rain there. And that's getting there pretty close to the hill country there of Texas, isn't it? Now, this is not the biggest threat level now, okay? This is not the big boy yet. This is the little girls out there. All right, now, and this only goes out to 48 hours out. If you look at the Weather Prediction Center, what do they have? Right there, they have what? They have a categorical 2 threat level there. A slight risk, right? They have a slight risk of flash flooding right along the Rio Grande area. Right? Then day 2, look what they got. That risk level moves further up into Arkansas, into Missouri area up there. Right through the Rio Grande area. So we get 2 days of heavy rainfall here. Day 3. Now that rainfall moves in there into the Ohio Valley region. Now I'm going to show you that in just a minute here. Day 4. There's no predictability out there. And day 5, whoops, what did we do? Well, we skipped one day, right? And we start all over there again in Texas, and basically they're in Texas region. Okay, now, how much rain are we talking about here? The European model, y'all, and I'm just taking this out through Tuesday. It's not like I'm taking it out there over a large period of time. But the European model is giving us 10.29 inches of rain right along I guess that'd be the Red River Basin area, okay, of Texas. That's a lot of rain. That's a lot of rain, guys. And that rain falls, some of those totals are in brown back there. You get in the browns, you're getting 6 to 8 inches of rain. Now, some of these areas need this rain. There ain't no doubt about it. Some of these areas need this rain. Up here in the Ohio River Valley, they need the rain. They're in a drought position up here. How bad does it get, say, in the Ohio River Basin up there? Let's go forward with it. And you see up there in Kentucky along the Ohio River, you're getting 2 or 3 inches of rain up there. Very needed rainfall, y'all. Very needed. Okay, and this is coming, I would say, in a not in a very, very short period of time, over a 2, 3, 4 day period. So can that take that up there? Yeah, but it's over a large area. You have to keep that in mind. When you get that much rain over a very large area like that, you get 3 or 4 inches of rain in over a large area. Y'all, that does create a problem for flash flooding. So that's the reason why you've seen that flash flood risk extend up there in the Ohio Valley Basin, as you've seen. And that's the reason why it's up there, is the way it is. And here comes another storm system, as you can see. Kind of going right through the same general areas, isn't it? It is. So, be careful, okay? That's showing as much as almost 10 inches of rain right there in Arkansas and back there into Texas region over a very large period of time. Here's the GFS model. Kind of showing the same stuff, same general region, isn't it? As much as 11.73, almost a foot of rain. That's a lot of rain. It's a lot of rain there, say, there in Arkansas. That's where the biggest threat level there showing up on the GFS models there. Here's the Canadian model. Again, lots of rain there in the Red River Basin area, as you can see. And then if you look at the national blended models, which is what I like to use as national blended models, there's the big deal right there, right there in the smack dab of, say, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 7.52 inches of rain. Now here is the national blended models. It's the newest update from them. And it's showing basically the same area with the same outcome, guys. So just be vigilant and understand where you live at. And if you had flash flooding occurring before in your area with this kind of rainfall of say 6-7 inches of rain, you might get a flood risk coming again. Okay, that's where I would put it at this time. All right, now here we go, y'all. Golly gee, it kind of it's kind of funny to see all the posts out there of some type of Armageddon coming with winter, isn't it? I just look at the models and I say, where in the world? What are these people doing? Why are they trying their best to scare everybody so bad for? And that's what it is. It's kind of what's happening, y'all. This very quick warming in the stratosphere, it's not something new, okay? That is nothing new that is occurring to the stratosphere. It's happened before, and it's going to happen again and again and again and again and again. Okay, this is nothing new that we're seeing here. Okay, let's get into the wintry side of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put up temperature, and I'm gonna put up anomaly. Okay, let's go to Thanksgiving. Okay, let's just get out there to where Thanksgiving's at. And let's put up the whole country here so we can see the entire nation. And let's see, where's this Armageddon at that everybody's talking about? Do you see anything close to Armageddon, say, coming into play here? This is Thanksgiving Day right here. That's at 1 p.m. Now, do we have below average temperatures here? Well, we do. We do. That's about 9 degrees below normal there in the northern parts of Texas right there. Here in the blue, you got 5 degrees below normal there. Far from being Armageddon, is it? Far from it. If I zoom into the regions there, I'll zoom in. Notice Florida down here. We are above normal. Okay, we have above normal temperatures there. Now, right there through Tampa, is that maybe a frontal boundary stretching through there that's causing maybe a shower to come through there? That's probably what's happening right there in Tampa Bay. That's the reason why you see that blue right there. But the rest of Florida you see is above normal. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in there into the central region here. Now, you look at these temperatures below normal. They're in the Panhandle of Texas up there. It's 10 degrees below normal. What's the actual temperature they're at? At 1 p.m. in the afternoon, it's 40 degrees. That's below normal. Yeah. On Thanksgiving Day, that would be considered below normal. Up in Indiana, 43 to 44 degrees there in Indiana at 1 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. Is that crazy cold? Well, it is below normal, okay? It's about 3 or 4 or 5 degrees below normal. But not crazy, guys. Not like some of the Armageddon stuff you're seeing out there on social media right now that's playing us up. Over here in New York, look at you over here. You guys are about 3 or 4 degrees above normal, with the actual temperature at 1 p.m. in the afternoon around 52 degrees. Hey, in New York, you'd take that in a heartbeat, right? Down there in Tampa Bay region, 76 to 72 degrees. Everybody would take that. I know, right? So, y'all, for Thanksgiving, it's nothing really severe. And let's go forward now with the temperatures. I'm going to start back over in the central region here again. Well, let's go forward. Where's this Armageddon happening? Well, it's going to turn cold, y'all. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now, when does it turn cold? Look at that warm up there on December the 1st. So, we have nothing really severe between now and December the 1st, do we? I've seen so many social media pages out there that's saying, oh my gosh, Thanksgiving Day is going to be so bad it's crazy. Not true, y'all. It's just simply not true at all. And we're going to cover wintry precip here in a minute too, but I'm going to cover temperature first. Now, when is this really cold air going to come in? Well, that might be the start of it right there. And that's around December the 3rd timeline. But y'all, do you see anything bad there? No. At 7 p.m. in the afternoon up here in North Dakota, it's 16. Well, that's normal. That's probably pretty normal up there. It might be a little bit below normal. Let's look at the anomaly there. Is it below normal? Yeah, it's 3 or 4 degrees below normal. You see my point? We're all the way out to December the 3rd. There's nothing here yet on the models. Now, I'm going to follow the models. I am not going to follow somebody else's wannabe forecast, guys. That's not what I do on this page. I'm going to follow these global models and give you the best outlook I can give you. Is any place there in the United States falling way below normal? Look at the heat wave coming up here, moving in. You see my point? Look to southeast down here on December the 3rd. Way above normal. Texas, you're above normal on December the 3rd. Now, slightly below normal there, yes. Now, is there a difference between the models? Well, there probably is. Here's the GFS model. Now look what it's showing. Golly gee, what is that doing right there? Now that's way below normal. That's 20 plus degrees below normal right there. As much as 34 degrees below normal. How cold is that up there? And why is that doing that on the GFS model, which is probably the most hated model there is the GFS model. So how much accuracy can we put in that? Why is that there right there? What do you think that? Why would that be 3 degrees below zero? That's 3 degrees below zero at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, December 3rd. What do you think caused that right there? What do you think caused that? Do you think it's maybe snow that caused that? Of course it is. I guarantee you there's snow across there. Boom. There's that snowstorm right there. Boom. There it is. Now, if you look at the GFS model now, after December the 3rd, look what happens. Shows a monster-sized snowstorm moving through the center of the country right there. Right through Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, the Panhandle of Texas over here, and maybe even over here in North Carolina, South Carolina region. Yep, there it is right there. It does show a monster-sized snowstorm moving through the center of the country right through there. How much accuracy do you believe in that? Guys, you can't. It's too far out. That's December the 5th, for God's sakes. This is almost 16 days out. You can't believe that. That's going to be accurate right there. It's fun to post it. Everybody to a certain degree loves snow, especially when you get in December period. But the accuracy of this is very, very, very low confidence in that happening. Very, very low confidence into it. Okay? So let's chill. Okay, let's watch these models. Here's the European model all the way out. We'll look at that. See what it shows. Look where the snow's all at. It's way up here. There's nothing down here at all. Nothing down here at all. Okay? This is all the way out to December the 3rd. Now, the GFS model showed after December 3rd is when that came through here. So this doesn't come all the way out. The GFS model goes out to 384 hours out. It updates another 24 hours, more so than what the European model is. There's a 24-hour difference between the European model update and the GFS model. The GFS model goes 24 hours more in advance. So what happens after that time frame? Well, we don't know what's going to happen here on the European model yet, do we? Now we can look at the ensembles to a certain degree. It goes a little bit further out, I do believe, than what the global model does. That goes the same time out. Let's look at it. What's it showing? There's the possibility of snow fairly far south here on the ensembles here, as you can see there on the European model. But is there Armageddon there happening? No, there's not. If you don't see it on the ensembles, for God's sakes, guys, don't believe what you're seeing on social media too much. All right? Here's the GFS ensembles. Does it show things a little bit further south? It probably will, because you see that snow there. It does. But again, half an inch, maybe. Nothing like what we've seen down in the Panhandle of Florida, is it? Nothing. Go to the east. Nothing crazy here either on the GFS ensembles. Here's the European ensembles again. Let's look at it. Now I can show you the Canadian ensembles. Canadian ensembles always overdo everything. It's more of a it is kind of the Armageddon of the weather models for the winter. It truly is. But here's the Canadian ensembles if you want to see it. It puts down a little bit more snow up here to the north. Doesn't do too much here across the central region. As far as Tennessee, there's some snow. But again, y'all, this is way, way, way out there in time now. Keep that in mind. And again, that southerly snow right there, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Honestly, I just don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, now the this Armageddon we're talking about. Let's go to the stratosphere with the European model. I'll use the European model as a basis for this. What is happening with this thing? Okay, let's just back it up and let's put the full version up here. All right, so that's basically what it looks like right now. We got like a starfish here, don't we? You see the arm sticking out here. That's a sign of a weak low pressure system, isn't it? It is. Now I'm going to go to some different things here to show you what everybody's talking about here. If you go to the 10 millibar range right here, you can see that area of it's basically high pressure, low pressure is basically what it is. But it's high pressure is over here, low pressure is over here. With the kind of the center right there is where I guess the Arctic. You can see it right there. See it? It goes around that circle right there. You see it? There's where the polar vortex is right there. That's the center of the polar vortex. Okay. Now let's go to the stratosphere again. Okay. Now let's watch this thing. What does it do that makes everybody get so crazy upset? And they see a cutoff low right there that happens. Now that's the cutoff low that's going to be coming there into Texas, bringing all that rain. You can see it moving there in through Texas there right now. There it goes. That's for some Monday, Tuesday time frame. Now we're getting at our starfish here, if you want to call it. Does it look much different? Not really. It looks kind of similar, right? Now we're getting something that's a little different here. What's happening here? Well, over here on the Pacific side, okay, you see this big time indentation right here. You see it right there. Looks a little different, but not crazy, right? Not crazy. You got a big old huge cutoff low over here that could bring a monster, and I do a monster rainstorm there in the southern parts of California there. If that were to happen, that could be a really bad rainstorm there coming into California area there. That could be really big time there, as big as that cutoff low there is right there. So what is happening here now? Now here is, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to take this back. I'm going to go to the 10 millibar height anomaly here. Now watch what happens here. Let me ask you all this real quickly, okay? When we get really cold air coming into place, what causes that? Do y'all know what causes that? What do we have overhead? We have high pressure, don't we? We have high pressure. We have a very, 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 very strong area of high pressure overhead, right? What's that high pressure doing? It's pulling down air, okay? It's kind of pushing air down from the stratosphere, isn't it? Okay, that's what it does. It kind of pushes air down. That's what high pressure does. It pushes. It pushes that stratosphere down toward the Earth. Okay, now let's watch this. What's everybody talking about this sudden warming about? And it is warming there. You see, that pressure is getting stronger and stronger there, isn't it? Now we're out to November 24th. Kind of looks the same, but it's getting a little stronger. Now there's another area of high pressure that's coming into play here. Now that's a big, strong area of high pressure there. Now what's happening here? Look, that high pressure is what? It's moving further south, isn't it? Just ever so slightly. But y'all, does it really change that much? Golly gee, it doesn't, does it? Now, this is what it looks like all the way out to December the 3rd. What happens after that? Did you see a major change there? Like everybody's talking about, there is right there. You can see it. It turns really. Notice how it turns real white right there. You see it right there. It almost turns white instead of red, doesn't it? So that's a sign that that high pressure is even got stronger right there. But y'all, I don't know that what everybody is saying out there about this Armageddon type deal. I just don't believe in it right now. You know, until I see it here on the models. You can't. My gosh, people, don't jump on the train here of craziness. Here is the long range forecasting, and I even hate to show this, quite frankly, because it doesn't. Is it beneficial to do this? Maybe to put some people to ease, maybe some. Here's the snowfall total over the next 35 days. For God's sakes, that is way out there. That's way out there in time. Do you see anything in major consequences here? We don't, do you? Let's take this whole out. This takes us all out to December 22nd. Okay, it takes us all out to December 22nd. This is the GFS. Here is the European. Now, a little bit more snow to the south, but gosh, do you see anything down here? This takes us out to 32 days out. Here's 46 days out. Do you see any more snow really further south here on the European extended forecast here? That takes us all out to January 2nd, guys. If we had an Armageddon proposition here in place, do you think that it might show up here as snow somewhat? Y'all, I don't know, man. I don't fall into this hypeness right now is what I'm saying. Until I see it show up on the global models, okay? Yeah, I'll watch the stratosphere. I do that all the time. I look at it almost on a daily basis. And y'all, I try to show you on the stratosphere here, and I'll go back to that stratosphere again on the European model. You guys know what we look for. What we look for? We look for fingers to come out of there, right? That's what we look for. We get a major finger that pushes really far south and bring us cold air. That's what we look for, right? I think I've taught you guys that well enough to understand it. Well, are there some major fingers going to be pulling down there? Well, there's one right there, right here, coming into play. Now, let's watch it now. There's that cutoff low. Oops, let me pull the full version up here so I can see this now. Let's watch this now. When's the next major finger, major cold air coming in play? Well, there it is right there, and that is on Thanksgiving Day. Now, you get a look. Is this a big-time finger right there coming down there? I wouldn't say it's big time, okay? But there is cold air. Now, where's that cold air coming at? It comes in behind it right here. When's the next one come into play? My gosh, you don't hardly see one right now, do we? One may be coming into play there around December the 3rd. Now, what happens after? Where's that cold air going to be at? It's going to be on the back side of it over here, right? Here it comes. It'll be over here on this side over here is where it'd be at. But how far south will it penetrate? Will we have high pressure here in control that will keep that cold air to the north? That may be what's going to happen here before it's all said and done. But that right there, I'm a little bit concerned about that right there, though. That cutoff low right there is pretty wicked looking. That might be a dangerous situation coming into play there for California right there, with some major rain possibility coming to play there. Now, that's to be seen yet. That's a long ways out, okay? That's a long ways out. But, guys, I don't see any, what I would call an Armageddon situation in place here. I just don't see it right now. If I did, I'd certainly tell you about it. You know me. I don't hype. I'm also going to be upfront. I'm not a humorous page. If you're looking for humor, it's not me. But I don't see it out there right now. So with that said, I'm going to get out of here. Everyone have a great day. God bless you all. And probably see you guys tonight sometime. Let's see. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, I'll do a live broadcast tonight. I don't know what time I'll get home. Man, my days now are crazy. I never know what time we'll get home. Last night I had a hockey game to go to, my wife and I. So we went to that and we had a blast. Sat right behind the players' bench. I mean, we was on second row behind the players' bench where we was at last night. Pretty phenomenal seats, but not the greatest seats to watch a game. You get to interact with the players a lot and stuff like that, but it's not the best seats because the players are standing up, they're getting on the ice, coming off the ice, and I would tell you right now, do not get tickets behind the players' bench if you really want to watch the game because it's not there for you. Okay. All right, guys, have a great day. God bless you all, and I'll see you guys tonight somewhere probably between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everyone.